just in a straight line?
There we go.
That'd be great. And shoulder up a little bit.
I'll let you cover kind of the evacuation since you know the area a little bit more.
Okay. Just let us know when all of you are ready so that we're not just jumping off the cliff without you. If we're going to jump off a cliff, we want you with us.
Yeah.
You're like, where did this come from? A cliff? Talking about fires here. We good?
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah. Names and titles.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. It's Sean Ensley, S-E-A-N, last name E-N-D-S-L-E-Y. I'm a lieutenant at the Weber County Sheriff's Office.
Carl Hunt, K-A-R-L-H-U-N-T, and I'm the Public Affairs Officer for the Utah Division of Forestry, Fire, and State Lands.
Tom Hanson, T-O-M-H-A-N-S-O-N, City Manager / PIO for Washington Terrace City.
Mark Allen, M-A-R-K-A-L-L-E-N. I'm the mayor of Washington Terrace City.
All right, well, can you tell us about the Adams fire?
Yeah, the Adams fire is about 75 acres right now. Crews are working to get an anchor point, start to work containment line. We also have engines and other crews that are working on structure protection around the structures that are currently threatened.
I know there's an evacuation in place. Can anyone tell us how many homes have been evacuated?
Yeah, the exact number of homes I don't have identified for you right now, but the evacuation has been ordered from 5500 south to basically the fire line, from Adams Avenue to the east and west to 500 south. That has been in 500 west, thank you. And that has been in order for a few hours now. That will still remain in order for a couple of hours. We're going to wait and see how the fire progresses and at what time it should be lifted. Before we go into any more questions, let's go ahead and do a review from the Division of Natural Resources, kind of bring things up to speed, then I'll go ahead and hit on a couple of points. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, the Adams fire is about 75 acres. The initial call came in around 11:30 this morning. Crews are working to, like I mentioned earlier, build an anchor point and start to build that containment line. They're utilizing, ground and aerial resources. Those aerial resources are delivering buckets of water to the fire line to assist those ground resources. We do have a report that there were 2 injuries. Those individuals have been transported, but that's all the information we have at this time. The fire is currently under investigation. Crews have been, once they get that anchor point, they work to identify a source of origin and then preserve that source of origin so an investigation team can come in and do a thorough investigation of the cause of this fire.
So
Excellent.
do you suspect that it's human cause?
Undetermined at this time, but that investigation could take, a couple days or it could take a couple weeks. But we want to make sure we do a thorough investigation to make sure that we have the right cause for this fire.
Yeah. The State Fire Marshal and his team are out doing that investigation, and so we'll wait for that information to be landed solid for all of you. We'd like to really throw out a huge thank you to our surrounding neighbors and the resources that have come in to help us. This fire started at 11:46 a.m. and it moved quickly. There's some images that we'll share with you later, but it was extremely hot, extremely fast. But we had firefighters and companies from Box Elder County, Weber County, Davis County, North Dakota fire response team that are out here in this area, so we're excited about that. Appreciate their help. Division of Natural Resources. Once they came on and Hill Air Force Base came on, it became a unified command. So together, they are working as a team to determine the best way to approach this fire. There was evacuation orders in place. They're still in place at this time. There was some damage to a camp trailer, pretty significant damage it looks like, and some minor damage to one of the homes at this point that we've been able to see. There was a lot of people trying to put out the fire with their garden hoses in the backyard. That is completely, it feels good as the person putting the little bit of use of the hose, but effective, not at all. It's amazing how fast those bushes and things came up adjacent to their yards, and it was pretty nerve-wracking for people. But we appreciate our residents and those around us being cooperative with evacuations and helping. The evacuation order went to go to the Washington Terrace Senior Center, and as a secondary location, United Methodist Church agreed and has agreed to work with us for a secondary evacuation location. We do not anticipate needing to use that at this time.
Was there any defensible space between the homes and was it wildlands? Just anywhere, anything between them that kind of helped this from getting too out of hand? Or
the defensible space was fairly minimal. Honestly, their lawns and that environment was pretty much their defensible space. Some of them had shrub oak and things behind their homes that went up really fast. It was curious when you looked at the Roy fire from a couple weeks ago, those houses that had just straight dry grass, the fire went right through the yard and to the home. In this case, they had lawns that were reasonably irrigated based on our current water supply and current watering regulations, and so they were actually able to have some help from those environments that were essentially their lawns.
There was a fire in a grass field kind of behind the hospital last summer. Now we're seeing this one. Is this area somewhat of a problem area for you guys?
You know, it is in our wildland interface. Those areas are all in our burn restriction area. People are not allowed to burn in those areas. For sure, not allowed to do fireworks. We had a full city ban for fireworks this year, so that has been part of it. The fire that was down by the hospital about a year or so ago, that was caused by some kids going in there and messing around, but there was a fair amount of undergrowth and fuel in there. The hospital has since done some work to try to mitigate that by removing some trees and cutting the defensible area around the hospital to try to keep that under control.
That ridge that the fire is on, does the city do any work on that in the similar vein, like cutting or maintaining it?
We don't. That's private property,
Okay.
so we don't have a jurisdiction on that other than encourage people to use good sense and good judgment.
How close did the fire get to homes?
The fire really came with, well, in one instance, the trailer was on fire and the home was kind of on fire. So right there, the fire was right there in their backyards and right between a couple of homes. So, you know, feet.
I swear, did it get that close as well?
Pardon me?
Did it get that close at other locations?
I can't speak to other locations because I didn't see them, but I know that there was a defensible line right on people's backyards.
You mentioned 2 entries.
Two
What does that
injuries.
mean?
2 injuries, yes.
Two
So
injuries.
2 individuals were injured and they were transported, and that's the information we have at this time.
Among like residents or firefighters?
One was a private citizen, the other one was a sheriff's deputy.
Okay. But no idea
N-
the condition or
No other information at this time for their condition. All we know is they were transported and they're currently being treated.
Mayor, is there anything you'd like to say to the community?
Just thank you. Tom and I happened to be together going to another fire-related small incident we had last week and got the call, turned around, went over there, and there were all of our friends right there. And it was amazing. People just jumped in, helped. You know, Tom said those hoses don't do anything, but it sure makes you feel good when you're trying to save your own house. And I think it helped. Sprinklers were on, and it was scary. It was scary.
You know, every department in this area came to help us. It was amazing. We had South Ogden, Riverdale, Roy, you name it in this area, and they came out. Ogden City, obviously our department. And we're a pretty small department, but we've got many resources here now to help on that. And it's a great reminder of how important it is to make sure that we're not doing things to put our residents, our neighbors, and on ourselves at risk because of careless use with fire.
Are homes still at risk? Has the threat passed?
It appears, I don't want to speak too soon, Tim, but it appears that the crew has things under control. But with fire, you can't say done until you're really done.
Last question from me. Do you know how many personnel are working this fire? I know you said where they're from, but
No, there's a lot, but I really don't know. We had, it was really quite impressive. We had hoses running through every street. Every time you turn around, you see a different department coming in. Even Mountain Green Fire, they were here with their little crew. We had it was a remarkable response from the agencies around us, and that was absolutely appreciated in a significant way.
And I guess needless to say, they're going to be sticking around for a good while now.
Yes, yeah. They'll be around for a while taking care of hot spots and getting it to where you're at 100% containment. We don't want to leave anything at risk by having something smoldering.
What's percentage of containment right now?
I don't know. I don't have that. I think it's still, I don't dare say. Sorry. You can edit that out if you'd like, Howard.
And Sheriff, are you able to comment out? Was it a sheriff deputy that was injured? Do you have any information on that?
Yeah, the one deputy that was injured only received minor injuries. He's already been treated and is back to work.
And you don't know, or you can't say the department he's from?
He's from the Weber County Sheriff's Office. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all.
Yep.
Thank you.
Weber County Sheriff, not Weber Fire District.
Correct. Weber County Sheriff.